Welcome to In the Deep. I'm your host, Catherine Ingram. The following short selection is the opening talk from a longer session of Dharma Dialogues called A Great Tenderness. It was recorded in Byron Bay, Australia in 2012. As we rest in being, as we were entering the room here, you could maybe feel it, kind of quietness, nothing complicated. As we simply rest in beingness, there is a filling up, you could say. We release a lot of the turmoil, and there's a filling up with a feeling of, to use a cliche, presence. It's very simple. And then you just sense and you feel and you perhaps even delight in simple phenomena. Like hearing the notes. Some of you came a little late. You maybe missed the beautiful harp music by Deva. But every note was like a jewel. When you're in that kind of quiet. And when we're able to live in that kind of quiet, one of the components that comes with that as comes automatically with, is a great tenderness for life. A great appreciation and tenderness. And a compassion that is the true compassion, which is not the kind of compassion where you feel sorry for someone in pain, but you feel their pain. Different kind. A different kind of compassion. You feel their pain, which is actually the Latin definition of compassion is suffering with. Sometimes people look at someone and feel pity. But when you're sitting in the quietness of your being and you are feeling this incredible, profound tenderness for life, you suffer with. You can afford to suffer with because your own sense of fullness, your own sense of presence, your own sense of well-being is so strong. Sometimes people use spiritual concepts to avoid feeling, to escape, to deny. People want nice stories that give them some distance, some buffering from suffering, so they don't really have to feel. They can tell themselves stories. Oh, it's all perfect. It's karma. It's meant to be. But in my way of experiencing and seeing, when you're sitting in your real sweet spot, when you're in your real true nature, you know you're interconnected, you can feel it, and therefore every little movement on the web around you, you can sense it. So when you're in the presence of someone who is in suffering, and let's face it, there's plenty of it around, you feel it. But the other component of this is that you don't necessarily collapse. Because you're attuned to your own strong sense of well-being, your own sense of presence. You're actually tracking lots of different phenomena in a way at once. So you can actually be feeling with someone in their suffering, in their sorrow, but you can also be hearing the birds or just aware of the fullness of your own beingness in a pleasant way. And as I spoke about it the other night, you have a coexisting awareness. So that you're not collapsing into anything. As we rest in this, just this clarity, this simplicity, there's nothing to it really. As we rest in this, your own heart largesse is available to you. On the other hand, of the empathy with suffering that you feel, you also feel an empathy with joy. In Buddhism, it's called mudita, sympathetic joy. Your access to joy is also heightened. And you also can feel joy for others easily. So with this simple resting, we can enjoy this tonight together. And see if you can let your attention float in these ways. You might hear in the conversation someone in suffering. See if you can just let your heart blend in with that feeling, at the same time experiencing the lightness of your own being. And on the other hand, if someone is speaking something that is funny or joyful or playful, let your heart dance with that. And like this, you meet people in a very full-hearted way. You blend with people easily. There's a wonderful Zen quote. We sat together, the mountain and I, till only the mountain remained. I think I quoted it recently. You blend. Your own sense of somebodiness starts to lighten up, almost disappear, so that you can be with whoever you're with very fully. This has been a mini-cast of In the Deep with Catherine Ingram. If you would like to make a tax-deductible donation in support of these podcasts, or simply find out more about my work, please visit catherineingram.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at Cath Ingram for notice of additional podcasts. Till next time.